What's with the glasses? I'm going undercover. Why? To see if Kostitsyn and Radulov snuck into the bubble in Edmonton and caused that performance today. Preds lose 4-3 in Game 1 of their best-of-5 qualifier series to the Arizona Coyotes. I have mentioned plenty of times this season before the pause of the Preds' failure to play a 60-minute effort and what happens when you fail to do so. Today, same result. Terrible start, strong finish, which results in an L. I'm glad I didn't pay too much attention to Thursday's exhibition result against the Dallas Stars because it seemed to have given the Preds players a false sense of security. To start the game off, something Preds fans everywhere were not used to seeing was staring at them between the pipes for the Preds franchise today, as number 35 would not be starting in net for the Preds. For the first time after completing 89 consecutive playoff starts, Coach John Hynes decided to go with UC Saros in net to start this game. I said in the preview to this video, historically at the start of layoffs, typically the off season, UC gets off to slow starts to start the season, and Pekka usually comes on strong, ready to go. Currently, Coach Hynes is uncommitted to who his starter will officially be come Tuesday's Game 2, so it'll be interesting to see if he goes back to Saros or goes back to the elder statesman in Rene. Terrible start for the Preds in this one, as the flukiest goal I think I have ever seen goes in off of Kyle Turris and off of Matt Duchene's shoulder, and UC Saros has no chance on an Oliver Ekman-Larsson shot, and it's 1-0 Arizona. 3 minutes later, and the Coyotes are still buzzing around the Preds net, and Christian Dvorak makes it 2-0 Arizona. With just under 5 minutes left to go in the opening frame, Krause of the Coyotes lays out a clean hit on Matt Duchene, and what does Matt do? He takes a stupid retaliatory holding call on Clayton Keller. And what typically happens when you take a dumb penalty, typically in retaliation? You're made to pay. And it's none other than the guy Matt Duchene retaliated against. Clayton Keller makes it 3-0 Arizona, as the Coyotes look to run the Preds out of the building regardless that it's a neutral site game. But the Preds look to salvage something, as 3 seconds left to go in the first. Philip Forsberg on a 4-on-3 power play cuts the Coyotes' lead to 3-1 after the first. Not a lot going on in the second period. No team, much less the Preds, are going to be able to get any momentum going when they are just participating in a parade to the penalty box. First, Rocco Grimaldi hooks Taylor Hall. 5 minutes later, Dante Fabro takes a delay of game penalty. 5 minutes after Dante Fabro's penalty, Mikael Granlund, for some reason I still don't understand, decides to channel AT&T from the 80s and reaches out to touch someone and holds Taylor Hall. Fortunately for the Preds, they weren't punished on either of those 3 Coyotes power plays. 4 minutes after Granlund's stupid penalty, the Preds are rewarded with a power play chance of their own, as Forsberg looks to set something up, but he gives it to Grabner, and Michael Grabner is off to the races all alone on UC Saros, and he makes no mistake and restores the Coyotes' 3-goal lead, 4-1 Coyotes after 2. To the Preds' credit, even though they did lose this game, after the first 2 periods playing like they didn't just roll over and die. Playing in the first game that meant something to them in over 4 months, they fought back to make a game of it. Only 30 seconds into the third period, Ryan Ellis cuts Arizona's lead to 4-2. Then, with Christian Fischer in the box, serving a too many men on the ice call for the Coyotes, Philip Forsberg scores his second of the game, 24th playoff career goal for the Preds, and cuts the Coyotes' lead to 4-3. Preds' power play would finish 2 for 5 for the game and killed off 5 of the 6 Coyotes' power play chances. That was a respectable night for the Preds special teams as long as you don't make a trend out of it. You give up 5 power play chances almost every night this summer, boys, you're not going to be playing hockey for very long. Despite outshooting the Coyotes by a whopping 20-11 in the third period alone, the Preds would get no more goals and would lose the game 4-3. Not a big issue in summary with this tournament, but there is one thing I would like to comment on after not knowing about this until watching the Oilers Blackhawks highlights on Saturday. Great job by the NHL creating 2 what appeared to be successful bubbles in Edmonton and Toronto thus far. But why are road teams getting their home goal horns being played when they score? There are no fans in the stands, so it's hard enough to create any momentum on your own as it is. So why must the Coyotes howl and Chelsea dagger play when the Blackhawks and the Coyotes respectfully are not the home teams? Not a big issue, just something I was thinking about. Game 2 is Tuesday morning. Who should start now? Now that you went with Saros for Game 1, I would go again with him in Game 2 because it wasn't his fault solely for this loss. If he struggles though in Game 2 and it appears that the team needs a boost, pull him early and save him for the back-to-back Game 3 on Wednesday. Otherwise, Coach Hines, ride Saros for all of Game 2 on Tuesday so you have a well-rested Pekka Rinne for Game 3 on Wednesday. The Preds in their playoff history have never won a playoff series after losing the opener. And remember, this is a special year. This round, it's only a best of 5. You don't have a lot of runway left. Guys, let's get to it on Tuesday. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, hit like if you like this video. Hit subscribe if you really like it. You can find my social media by clicking on the channel name. Tell all of your friends about Predemption. And I'll see you on Tuesday after, dare I say, a must-win game.